Escaping the city always feels good. Your shoulders drop a few inches as soon as you drive off the ferry on the other side. We recently spent a week on Vancouver Island in Tofino and Ucluelet, the real West Coast. This felt like our last getaway before we list our apartment and leap into the great unknown. It feels like it always takes me a couple of days to shake off the city and to really immerse myself into nature again. This trip was a wonderful reminder of what we are seeking. We decided to swing by the cabin on our way west to drop off some supplies for the summer. We have a tiny little car, so we thought we'd take advantage of our passing by. We bought camping supplies for real estate viewings on other islands nearby, so that we wouldn't have to depend on finding accommodation. Our barbecue and many mouse-proof jars for foodstuffs.
Neil and I are very much in the business of unlearning. Growing up, we were taught so many things, but it never occurred to us to question those things. With the amount of propaganda programmed into us, it's understandably difficult to arrive at a place of such questioning. You don't have to dig deep to unearth this misinformation. And once you start, you find a never-ending cave of fiction to unlearn. We are actively working at shedding the layers of bullshit that those limiting, stifling societal constructs have piled on top of us. Time in nature accelerates the shedding of those caustic layers. Cathedral Grove. I never really thought of the name, but the forest is a worthy place of worship. Being amongst these old giant cedars is grounding and humbling. They remind us that our lives are tiny, short, and insignificant in comparison to such an ancient living thing. We find value in that feeling of insignificance. The stakes feel less high. We feel emboldened by it, braver. There's immense power in these trees, in their quiet stillness and survival. Their stories are written in twisted bark and wind-swept canopies. We're meeting some friends in Euclulet. We spent a raucous time ringing in the new year together. This was after the kids went to bed.
Okay. Wow. There you go. You know, their blinds do the exact same thing.
I didn't know that. Wow. Really?
I am in awe. Ning.
They're setting off the fireworks. They're on as well.
Oh my god. It's New Year's.
Happy New Year.
Happy New Year's, you guys.
Happy New Year.
It's so beautiful.
We like to play a game with our friends' kids called Exquisite Corpse. It's a game Megan played as a kid and has brought with her into adulthood. Basically, you get a page and divide that page into 3 sections by folding it, leaving only one section visible to whomever is working on it. You can compose a story or a picture. Most often we employ the picture method. You can freewheel or agree on an outline, such as head, midsection, and legs. You add connecting lines into the next section for the next artist to work from blind. Then, when it's finished, you look at your creation.
Exquisite Corpse is a great way to free your mind from the endless order and control we are taught to hone. There's an unpredictability in this kind of blind collaboration, and the result is truly unique because of its many contributing parts. It's a neat metaphor for where we're at right now on our journey. We have the plan, the will, even the asset, but there are still folded away sections that we cannot see. In considering selling our place before finding a new one, the unknown used to cause us much strife. In surrendering to the unknown, we are learning to let go of the illusion that we have control over everything. And in doing so, we've opened the way for flexibility over force. Like Exquisite Corpse, we hope that though we are starting our move before knowing where we're ending up, the overall product of our efforts will come together to be uniquely pleasing. If not, our friend Gabe designed us this house. To quote our dear friend Andy Dufresne, get busy living or get busy dying. It's been really challenging to consider packing it all up and going. But why? We know what we want. We have all the hope. We trust our perceptions. And we're coming around to faith. Our vision demands drastic change. But isn't that a good thing? Having changed a lot internally already, particularly since we lost Q, we've noticed our change is often uncomfortable to those around us, sometimes adding to our anxiousness. They say anxiety and excitement are similar feelings. We still have so much fear to set free. One friend who subscribes to a similar life philosophy as us is this guy's dad. Meet Dutch, a beloved member of our pack. Dutch and his dad live in the Discovery Islands on a sailboat and happen to be surfing in Tofino this weekend. These two are renegades. They're truly free and real adventure seekers. Maybe we can borrow some of their courage. If one advances confidently in the direction of his dreams and endeavors to live the life which he has imagined, he will meet with a success unexpected in common hours. We left for this trip on a real high. It's an exciting time for us. We feel brave and alive. We had a few situations arise with people in our lives, and somehow got caught up in managing their emotions, expectations, and judgments. That brought our energy levels down a lot. Our reality sort of dissolved in the current predicaments that were in our orbit, and it got us both thinking a lot about where you put your energy. In Tofino, we read about the Nuu-chah-nulth ancestral gardens and how forest guardians would energy heal trees to make them grow straight and strong for years. I don't know if one can will a tree with mindful energy, but but I believe it to be a worthy and beautiful endeavor. When I touch one of these old relics, I feel peaceful and relaxed. Am I feeling the tree's energy? I don't know, but I continue to place my hands on their prickly bark. Not everything should be explained. It's better to preserve the magic. Our compass is set. We're staying the course. So, should we encounter naysayers externally or within, we will politely remind them that we simply do not subscribe to the same rules of life that they do. Only good can come of investing in our dreams. Back to the homemade instruction manual. Step 1. Drink a beer.
The ocean has always called to me. As a kid, I related the ocean to pure joy. My feet digging into the sand underneath, waves roaring overhead. The dance with the ebb and flow of the currents and waves, knowing when to fight through and when to surrender. We found this secluded beach, and though we could see many 2- and 4-legged friends had been there that day, we had it all to ourselves. You really appreciate space when you've lived in a city for a long time. You can find many curiosities on the beach. We can spend hours collecting color palettes on a rocky shore, finding miniature worlds in tide pools. And examining the various objects that the ocean offers up for a time before taking them back again with the tide. The rhythmic white noise, the vastness of the horizon is almost hypnotic. I'm truly present when I'm near this living, breathing entity that's older than time. We are but grains of sand in the ocean's great expanse.
We headed back to the city, not refreshed as we had predicted, but drained. Nothing in our immediate vicinity had changed, but we were weighed down by baggage that wasn't ours. It didn't change our lives, but we felt a little wounded. We needed to process it all, which took energy, and we were a little resentful of having to expend it. Shit happens, and you don't have the power or responsibility to change that. But you can focus your energy toward worthy ventures and learn to adjust accordingly. It's yet another opportunity for growth. If you follow the footsteps of the familiar, you'll reach the same destination. We want to carve a new path. Anything is possible. Look out, future. Here we come.